Man. Ugh. Ah. What's up, man? I'm about to make another video today. You know, something came to mind and I didn't want to lose my thought. So something came to my head when I started thinking about certain things in the black community, right? And every time I see people online, sprouting this whole thing about guys having to, respect their position, or guys having to how can I say, guys who they think should be doing the dirty work in the black community. There's a endless supply of people who are fake heroes, fake community leaders, and overall scammers and opportunists in the black community. Just like this picture, how much trash you think a landfill has? How many workers you think it takes to, if they would try to clean up a landfill, how many work you think it would take when it's consistent trash being thrown in the landfill? That's the concept of the black community. See, people, you have an endless supply of people to pick up pieces of trash and saying they are cleaning up the community. Meanwhile, it's more trash to replace the trash that they picked up. Example. You got people out here who try to tell certain men that they don't like their place in the hierarchy and they need to be mentors and babysitters for the black community. So that means that it's an endless job that's gonna expose it. It will drain your time. It will drain your energy, because there's so much dysfunctional kids in the black community. You can't fix none of them. They want the cleanup man to do all this. So he's going to be doing this endless. He's going to be trying to fix this community up. He's going to be doing all this until he dies, broke and alone, used up, and then they're going to throw him with the trash. But they're going to pretend like they like the person for a little bit of credit and then throw him in the trash. See, then you got the opposite side. You got a lot of weak ass dudes who pretend to be community leaders after they fucked up the community. They're trying to be a evil Superman, smacking down and destroying the city, and then putting on a mask, and then acting like a new Superman to go against the evil Superman. See, you got all these fake community leaders who pretend to be heroes, but they're not. They are the villains of the black community. They just put on a different hat clean themselves up, and try to speak in the correct term. They're a bunch of thugs with suits. The women prefer them, right? In the black community, there's an endless supply of dysfunction. So people will gravitate towards dysfunction. It's an endless supply. It would never stop. And these guys who try to speak in at events and podiums don't understand that it's not a good look for you as a person who made all these mistakes to tell kids not to make mistakes. It's up to you to sit back and not say anything and let a man who never made the mistakes use you as an example. It means that you can share it, but you won't open your mouth. But that never happens. See, these guys who are fake community leaders, they want all the credit of picking up the trash. And then they are friends, or they got family members who dump trash in the community by selling drugs to kids. And they know these guys. They know these guys are doing bad in the community. They know they're doing bad. They know they're making single moms. They know they're spreading diseases. But they don't care because it gives them a come up in the black community. It makes them look good by acting like they're the good guy, but all the while being friends and having them in their family. So it's my landfill example. It's an endless supply of trash keep going in the landfill, and it doesn't stop. But these guys walk around here and taking credit for things because it's endless. They always can try to pretend that they want to help the community. They always can pretend to be the good guy, even though their hands are dirty from throwing the trash in the community, for dirtying up the community. Let me go back to the guys they think should clean up. As I said in my previous video, that's what they want the good guys to do. The endless supply. They want the endless supply of good guys so they can take the credit. But there's other guys in here too who how can I put it? They target kids. I'm not saying it in any other way, but they target the kids as a way to seem like they're heroes of the next generation. See, they tell men that they tell the good men that they need to mentor stuff because they're doing it. But what people don't understand when they say they mentoring, it means that they can always, like the community thug and the ex-Pookie and the ex-Ray Ray, the ex-drug dealer, the ex-gang member, these guys are mentally brainwashed by the matriarchy. They're brainwashed. So they come back, but they think that they know what's going on, but they don't tell you the secret is that by them acting like they doing something for the community, by saving these kids or making a school for kids, it's a limited supply of recognition of them doing good, them passing on something for the next generation. But the fact is, there is no follow-up of all these kids that they help. There is no 10 or 20 year before and after with these people they mentor or they help out, because they know they don't care if these kids make it or not. It's all about them looking good to make the good brothers come back and feel ashamed that I don't want to leave the kids. I don't want to turn my back on children. So these guys who mentor kids, they're using this to try to draw in the good guys with sympathy with kids. They work together with the community litterer, the drug dealer, the gang member, all these other people who did destruction to this community. They work alongside of them because they agree with them on some things. They all in it together because the black community is a big landfill of dysfunction. So anyone could come into the community and pretend and get paid to clean up the trash, or to tell the community that they are going to clean up the trash if they give them money. Look at the Jay Moore's, what is that? Jay Morrison? I forgot his name. Let me check real quick. Oh wow. Fucking slowing up. Yeah, Jay Morrison, that's what his name is. What's the other guy's name? Al Sharpton. The Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement, the Me Too movement. All these agendas that goes out here, it makes particular people look good, because they know that if they back the wrong people, they can always paint themselves as the hero of the community. They can always recycle and reuse it all the time. They can clean up one black person, but there's 100 more who's dysfunction. So their job never ends. Their notoriety never ends for them at all. They can pretend, they can use the community all they want, and they get paid to tell these people what they want to hear. It's literally cleaning up the trash in front of them, getting paid to clean it up, and then these guys, when their backs is turned, create more trash in the landfill and throw it back. Look at all the scammers in the black community that came in the black community and was told that they was the good guys and they was this and they was that. They had suits on and nice smiles and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Once they got their money, they left. They did what they wanted to do and they scammed and they left. The black community is one big place to get rich because there's so much dysfunction. The worst want to use the good, who should be at the forefront, because guess what? It's not that hard to fix a good person. A good person, any good people in this community, in the black community, any good person who gets an opportunity won't waste it. But in turn, with these community leaders and these so-called people who do mentorships, or these guys who talk about game and all this other crap that they talk about, if they got a line of men who don't need their help no more, and these line of men teach other men what they learned from this guy, they'd be out of business. They'd be out of notoriety. They'd be out of everything that they have. See, the black community is a consistent landfill of dysfunction, but it's a beneficial dysfunction. People get paid from the dysfunction. People become heroes of this dysfunction. They get access to the women because of dysfunction. Religion is one thing. Preachers come and set up shop in neighborhoods and tell them that God is great and God will fix your problems, and tell them whatever they want to hear. And take their money and spend it on cars and suits and women and the scavenger. And also they sleep with the people in the church. And then when things get too bad and they get found out, they leave. It's an unlimited source of attention, sex, money, status, fame. It's an incentive to be bad and try to turn good. It's not an incentive to be good and stay good. It's an incentive to a young child to see a former drug dealer who went to jail, still lived, and got out of prison. And now he's talking to them and telling them what he used to do. And what these kids take away from what this ex-drug dealer was all the stories that they see on TV. The drug dealers, the rappers talking about a lifestyle, the movies and all that. TVs is only one component. The people who speak to these kids and use these kids as a leverage and all types of limited source of women and money and status and fame and notoriety in the black community, they're part of the problem. Because when they tell these young kids about their stories, the kids say, I want to try that because I have a second chance if I do bad. I can come up just like that guy up there. Because in all of these little community leaders and these people who speak to people after they've been in prison and sell drugs, the kids that they speak to still don't change. They still do the same thing they do. Because these guys really don't care. They care about the notoriety, the women they get, and just them being in a position where they will never look bad because they are in the field of dysfunction. So the kid sees that and says, I can do some jail time. I hope I can do it. Well, they don't think like that. And then it happens again. The same kid that was in the audience of the guy, one of the drug dealers, 5-6 years later, now he's speaking to kids. You see, it's a running circle. It's a running gag with them. It's a running circle. Hey, you don't have to do what I did, man. You can be better. I'm trying to help the kids in the community. Because I know what I did. But I'm going to give this community. I'm not going to get a real guy, a nice person to take away my fame. And so I can talk. I need all the attention. But I need the good guy to help me make money so I can enjoy a better life that the good guy had. Because the good guy's lower than me. He don't get no bitches. He need to stop bitching about all this. And he need to be my puppet. Because guess what? I need everything. Because the world owe me a lot. Because I got locked up for doing stupid shit. Huh? These guys sound just like that. You know, they don't care. They care about themselves. If you ever see these community leaders and ask them how many other community leaders that they put together some money, how many people that rents they paid in their communities, how many kids they try to put through college or help with homework, how many kids who didn't fit in the black community, how many people did they protected from the rest of the kids in that community? How many people, and would you ask them one simple thing too? All these so-called community leaders and care about the kids. Would you let somebody who know what they're doing do the thing you're doing now and you fall back without any benefits. You just somebody who stands around. But that person that knows what he's doing and has cleaner hands than you, would you allow that person to take up the mantle of what you're doing and you don't have no input? I bet you they said no, because they love the attention. They love the notoriety. They love the money. And they love to feel their own egos. Because one of the things is their bad lifestyle, the good, the reward was getting lesser and lesser in that lifestyle. So the risk versus the reward was getting smaller and smaller. It was becoming, the reward was getting smaller and smaller on that one side. And the risk was just increasing until they got caught. And that is what all of these people have in common. Is they love doing stuff if it's a reward in it. But when it gets bad, they want to go change and jump to an agenda and use that agenda because it has more rewards than it is a risk. This little game they play when they try to tell you about the community and be mentorship, it's reward in it for them. There's no risk in it for them no more. And if it does become a risk, they'd be like what is it, that brother polite. He dip, he leave. Or how about a Zaza Ali? All these other people. The pro-black crap is just another way for attention for people who failed at life and people who had part and had hand in destroying their own communities. And for people to listen to these people show just how dysfunctional they are. And they give these people power. Because these people don't have a consistent cause they like. At one point, they were backing the LGBT community. And then they turned on them because they seen the LGBT community was not helping them. Then they went to the Black Lives Matter crap. And you don't hear about that no more until it's convenient for them to post it. The risk versus rewards. Always look at that as how much risk they're putting on the line next to the rewards they're getting out of it. Any topic they saying, any kind of mentorship, any type of thing, ask them, grind and tell them, hey man, what are you putting on the line helping these kids? What is the risk? And if the risk is so little, then you know they're not in it for themselves. I mean, you know they're in it just for themselves, and that's about it. Because the good guy has more to lose than these guys who talk about mentorship. You know why? Because anything can happen to this good dude. You know? He can get robbed in the community and get paralyzed and lose his job. He can be killed and lose his life. He can be taken advantage of. He could lose his reputation in another situation. But if a guy can lose all that and he does still go into this community, then he actually cares. But these guys that don't got nothing to lose, they in it for themselves. And I'm pointing it out now. So that's all I got to say about it. Pretty much is that Watch the fake heroes in the black community, the fake pro-blacks, the fake pro-blacks, the fake people who make videos. Watch out for them, man. Because the fact is, there's a reason why a lot of guys hide their faces. Because when they make videos, they don't want to end up like a Tommy Sotomayor when he consistently being lashed out. Tommy does care about his message because he put himself out there, and he's putting a lot of risks out there. Then he getting rewards from it. Everybody who make a video, we already don't get numbers. We don't get all as many likes, and we don't tell people what they want to hear. So we have all this risk. But the people who on here online trying to tell people what to do about the community and stuff, they don't have nothing. They don't have nothing on they risking at all. Because if they did, they would never did what they did earlier in life. They would have always had this mindset of towing the line. Knowing when to not do something messed up, so you can go through life without bad shit weighing you down. So when you go into a cause or a situation that requires you to put your risk, your whole life on that risk scale, then you can do it and recover from it because you're a good person and you know how to recover from some of them things. But these people, you can tell just how disingenuous a lot of them are and how one-sided they are. They don't have anything to risk on here. They don't have anything to risk by telling people, dysfunctional people, what they want to hear. So I'm pointing out all of the fake leaders, the fake heroes, the fake mentors in the black community. They just doing it so they can brag about it. They doing it so they can have a position as some kind of small time celebrity status in the black community. And also a limited amount of sex from the women. So, yeah, that's about it, man.